Hey everyone, and welcome to today's workout. Today we're going to be going through a upper body band only workout. So you'll just need some bands. It doesn't really matter what type of bands, whether they've got handles, TheraBands or looped bands. I'm going to show you a demonstration where I use just my body for the bands, but you could also attach a band to a very sturdy bench or put a knot in it and put it through the door frame. Either of those options would work out perfectly fine as well. So make sure you've got yourself a mat, something to wear, your water bottle, everything like that, and then we'll get started and I will guide you as we go along. So what we're going to do here is some floor slides with our upper body to warm up the shoulders and try to get that trap to be less active, because a common complaint in horse riders is they have very active traps and it can cause them to have a lot of neck pain and neck stiffness. So here we're going to work the scaps, the shoulders, and try to not to recruit the trap. So what we're going to do is I'm going to do a few sort of scap protractions, retractions just to warm up, and then I'm going to go on to some floor slides each side. So here I am just opening up my scap by protracting and retracting. You can join me in this or just leave it there. And then we're going to slide the forearm forward and lift the thumb up. And we're going to do 5 on each side. And want you to keep the core activated, and you really will feel those stabilizer muscles. So I'm just checking the board here to see what I'm doing. So we're going to be doing 5 wall slides on each side. So when you're ready, come onto the all fours position with the forearms on the floor. And then let's start with the right arm. Keep the back activated. We're going to slide the arm up, lift it with the thumb high and return. We're going to try and keep the ears away from the shoulders. So we're going to keep a nice flat back. That's 3. That's 4. And then, oh, I've miscounted. Anyway, do it on the other side. I think I've miscounted one. Thumb high. Slide the forearm forward, thumb high. Lovely. And then take a rest there. And then what we're going to do is some scapular Blackburns. So essentially we're going to work the full range of motion of the scapula. This is really good for upper back health and mobility. So this is a warm up, but also a bit of mobility. So we're going to lie on our fronts. So we're going to lie prone. Think about keeping the thumbs up most of the time. So you're going to lift the arms up, bring them all the way back, bring the thumbs together, and then all the way around and back up to the front. So you're basically doing a big circle with the arms. It should feel really good and protective on the joints. 3, and you don't have to go at the same pace as me, go at your own pace. This is a nice mobility exercise. Good. Just one more, I think. 1 or 2 more anyway. Yeah, and rest. Okay, so that was our first round of our little warm-up. So make sure you take a drink, make sure you get yourself ready, you've got your bands with you, and we're going to do that warm-up just one more time. So now you know what you're doing. The first thing we're going to do is those sort of prone floor slides. So we can come into our all fours position, put our forearms on the floor, and then 5 on each side. We're just going to glide the arm across the floor, lift the thumb up, and we're going to try and keep the back and the core active and the shoulders away from the ears. And the other side. Lovely job. And now we're going to go into those prone Blackburns. So arms overhead, we're going to do a full circle with the thumbs up and then rotate all the way around, thumbs together and back to the top. Excellent for scapular strength and stability. Really good for all those mid-back stabilizer muscles. And you might feel that this workout hits in a slightly different place. And so this banded workout is one that you really have to think about keeping tension the whole time. The reason that a banded workout can be really good for riders is because, unlike dumbbells, the bands keep the tension on the muscle all the way through the range of motion. So if you work really hard today, you will feel this is just as effective as lifting heavy weights. So we're going to go nicely and slowly controlled. Right, stop there with your Blackburns. Make sure you get a drink. Make sure you've got your bands to hand. I've just got 2 types of bands today. So we're going to do 3 sets, a thin looped band and a medium. I'm going to show you 2 different moves. You could use them with handles, you could use the door frame. So I'm actually going to show you how I use my body around my upper back, because I'm going to do a chest press, particularly useful for shoulder raise, like that. So we're going to come slightly out with the band. So I want you to think about bringing the band out almost in a bit of a circle around you. Then lift up, back down to shoulder height and back in. And I want you to keep tension in that band the whole time. So as you can see, I'm lifting quite close to the band. It will feel a bit weird, especially with this band, it keeps hitting me in the head. So if you've got handled bands, that might work well. So really to be nice and slow and controlled. So we're coming slightly out in a bit of a semicircle with the hands on the way up, lifting the arm up, keeping tension in the shoulders, and then keeping the tension all the way back. It's really tempting to let that band slide back. Good. So we're coming sort of out and up, if you like. So it's a bit of a chest press, a bit of an out and up movement. Well done. Keep tension. And as you can see, I've got my toes a bit pointed because that's keeping tension in my legs. So just a cue to keep that core on. Lovely. Just a few more here. Keep the tension the whole time. Keep the integrity in the core and the glutes. Lovely, and release. The next one that we're going to do, you're going to need to put the band in a slightly different place. We're going to have the band around our feet for the next one, but just take a drink. So you want to keep the upper body, you don't want to round in the back or overextend. You want to keep the ribs flush and the back flat the whole time. So this time we're going to pivot the band round our feet. Choose a band that is difficult enough for you. And then I'm going to hold this band quite tight because it's quite light. So the red one's too heavy, this one's a bit light. But you're going to hold, as you can see, I've got my reins. We're going to face pull. So you want your elbows up high. So I'm just sort of demoing here. So you want your elbows to come up high to your body, and then I want you to bring the band out in a semicircle fashion towards the feet. So you're rowing in towards your body, elbows out, and then you're going to go round. So you're going to create a circle round back to your feet and back in. We're going to do 10 of these. Now this should create tension in the shoulder joints, create a lot of instability in the shoulder and the scapula, and there's tension the whole time, so it should be quite difficult. We're going to go for 10 repetitions of these. We're going to row in and then out in that semicircle shape. So rowing in, hold, and then out in the semicircle shape. So a bit more of an eccentric movement. So we're rowing in and then rowing out. And so these 2 exercises, we've done a push and a pull. So it's really balancing each other out well. And we're going to do this 2 more times, so we do 3 complete sets. So now you know what you're doing. I'm going to stop talking, leave you to it, and I'll see you back for the next circuit. moving into our second series of exercises. So we're going to be doing a banded bicep curl and a banded single arm tricep extension. So make sure you hold the band. I've held it in sort of my riding position again because I found it the most comfortable. We want to make sure we've got tension all the way on the up of the bicep curl and all the way down on the bicep curl. We're going to aim for 10 repetitions of each. And constant tension in the bands. So not just flinging the band up and flinging the band down. Keep the elbows pinched to the side so the elbows don't move. And we're just using the biceps to bring that band up. And then we're using the biceps to lower the band slowly. So let me show you from the side. Band all the way up, band all the way down. Nice and slowly, nicely controlled. Very good. So I'm going to full range here, so bringing the hands right up to the biceps and creating tension. So it's the downward phase that's actually more difficult with the bands because the tension is on you the whole way throughout the movement. So we've done our 10 repetitions there. Next, we're going to do a single arm overhead tricep extension with the band. So you're going to need to use your foot as a bit of a pivot, and then you're going to use the elbow to pivot the band around. So I'll demo that for you in just a second. We're going to do 10 on each side. Right, so let's get our band. Depending on what type of band you have, put it under your foot somehow. And then you're going to bring it up overhead. So you want to be in this position. So you want your elbow to be by your ear and you're just going to pivot around the elbow. You have to be careful because it will destabilise your shoulder a little bit. So make sure you've got that oblique on and the core on. It looks messy, but it feels good. And we're going to do 10 on this side and then 10 on the other side. And the key thing that you want to try and do anyway, but it's difficult as you can see there because the band's pulling me, is keep that elbow as still as possible. Now, it doesn't matter if it's not, it's just the intention that's there. And the beautiful thing about the band is it's going to create instability in the shoulder joint and in the elbow joint, and your job is to resist that. So that's going to be really good for your riding position. So 10 on one side, 10 on the other side, and then we're going to come back and do these 2 exercises 2 more times through. So we've got a total of 3, and then I'll come back for our finisher at the end. Well done, because those are not easy. So what we're going to do for our finisher at the end is we're going to do 20 wall slides. So put yourself near a wall, and the intention is throughout the whole movement, your hands, arms, elbows, shoulders and scapulars will completely be against the wall. Now if you don't have the mobility to do that, you can shuffle your bum forwards a little bit like I have just there and lean back. It is cheating a little bit, but that's okay. But if you can, put your bum all the way close to the wall, and then we're just going to slide the arms up and down in this W shape, and we're going to aim for 20 to 25 reps. And what you'll notice here is it will start to hurt around the rib cage, through the lats, the scaps, because these are all the stabilizer muscles, and it's really working your mobility. You can already see I'm a little bit asymmetric here, but that's okay, everybody is. So we're going to keep going nice and slow with these movements. Keep reminding yourself to keep your hands against the wall. If you have really great mobility, you can go all the way and touch the thumbs together. I can't go all the way with my thumbs touching together. My mobility isn't good enough, so I'm keeping to this W position for now. But if you have really good mobility, feel free to try and keep those thumbs together at the top. If not, stick to the Y position or the W position like me, and just keep repping these out. It probably is starting to fatigue by now, around the rib cage, around the sternum. You've got this. Last few repetitions. Let's go. Go on, you've got a few more in you. Go on, you can do it. You can see the pain in my face here. It's the sort of movement that requires a lot of endurance. Go on, last one. Oh, well done, that was good. You have finished your workout. Congratulations.